Joe, I know it was just catch, but is that something that you're encouraged by with Tanaka?
Oh, it's way too early to see. It's really like catch. He'll do it again tomorrow. We'll try to increase the intensity and as we go and the distance as we go. But, I mean, obviously it's positive they didn't feel anything today. But, as I said, it's pretty light catch.
Is there one stage in particular that you look to as he goes through this process of trying to make his way back that you say if he gets through this and doesn't feel anything, you can kind of imagine?
I think you have to get him in on the mound and in competition is what you have to do to really have a good idea where you're at.
And you look at the lineup card today, no Phelps. Is he?
He's DL'd. He will not pick up a baseball for 2 weeks. Same stuff, tendonitis in the back there. So we will DL him, and Matt Daly is here.
Did he have another MRI?
Yeah, it came back basically the same, just tendonitis.
And what will you do with his spot in the rotation?
We haven't talked about it yet enough, so I'll sit down with Larry and all our coaches in the front office, and we'll talk about it. But, I mean, there are options for here, and it'll probably be somebody from here.
Would Pineda be an option for that at all or not? Because
we have not talked about that. I don't think he's built up enough, but, I mean, we'll see. See what we need this week.
Bruce?
Joe, what about the challenge this week facing 3 Cy Young Award winners?
And obviously a very good offensive club, too. They're a complete team. We know they're very good. We've seen them in the past. We've seen them a lot over the last few years. You got to score runs, and you got to hold them down. And obviously they have 2 guys in the middle of their lineup that are having great seasons. Don't remember the last time Miguel Cabrera hasn't had a great season, but you got to hold them down. You got to keep the guys off in front of them.
Dan?
You said last night you thought Phelps might just need a timeout. Is that essentially what this is, or could it be something
No, it's a
beyond
timeout. It's a DL, but it's a timeout.
Do you think the 15 is enough? You're hopeful?
Well, yeah, I mean that's what we're hoping for. You come back with, you basically your elbow is good with just some inflammation. You would think that he'd be able to get through it in 15 days.
Anthony? Right here, Vince, right here.
But in saying that, he's not throwing for 2 weeks, so he'll start throwing in 2 weeks.
Joe, Tanaka said he felt a certain degree of relief from it. I mean, I know you said that it's just one session, but I mean, do you, were you looking at something as today as some sort of milestone? Because it was
you look at it as a start, really, and obviously, if there was discomfort, I mean, that would be very discouraging. So, it is a positive day. But as I said, there's still a long ways to go, and you got to plow through each step, really.
Andrew?
Joe, you probably thought maybe you were rid of David Price, but the fact that you just
if he was in Tampa, we'd have a chance of seeing him 3 times.
so you're thankful for that, I guess.
Yeah,
What is it that makes him so special?
he's got really good stuff. He doesn't walk people. He commands the strike zone. He uses his off speed well. He doesn't beat himself, really. So, I mean, that's what makes him so difficult.
Over to your right, B.
Did Phelps have a second MRI today when you guys got back?
Yeah, I said he had an MRI. Yeah.
All right, I missed it.
Yeah.
With Tanaka, how closely do you have to watch him? And he's very competitive and very prideful about pitching. That he doesn't overextend himself in this rehab.
Well, I mean, he knows what he needs to do. We make it very clear what each day entails, and like we said today, it was 60 or 25 throws at 60 feet, and he went slow. So I mean, I didn't see him come out today and try to do too much. So I think he understands what he needs to do, and is going through. But we'll pay attention to it.
Joe, right there.
Joe, can you remember a team now with the Tigers getting Price that can throw out 4 guys like that day after day? And sort of from a managerial standpoint, what does that do for a manager's confidence when you can sort of have 4 guys that you can rely on like that?
I mean, I've been involved with teams that have had that. We've played against teams that have had that. Is there one that's coming in, to mind quickly? I don't know. I mean, the thing is, from from an opposing team, pitchers are human. And that's the bottom line, and it still comes down. They have to make their pitches, and when you look at all pitchers, I mean, we know they're outstanding, but they have their days where they're not quite as sharp, and they give up some runs. So you have to take advantage of their mistakes. You can't give away opportunities, and if you manage them, and you're on that team, I mean, you feel pretty good every day that you have a good chance to win. That your pitcher's going to give you a good opportunity to win.
Dan, right here.
Joe, with Pineda, you believe he 10 or 15 days he will be back to the club in good shape?
Well, the goal is to try to get him up to 90 to 100 pitches to where you feel that they're throwing the ball well and that they're ready to go. His next start should be around 75, and then the next start after that is 90. So you start to get around that area, and all of a sudden they're back on the radar that they could be making their starts here. Yeah, it's very possible.
Joe, his next start will be Friday, Pineda?
Yeah,
So-
I'm not sure where. I haven't checked the schedule yet.
Okay. Is there any chance it would be here?
Well, I'm going to say, I really don't think it's going to be here. But as I said yesterday, and I probably shouldn't have said it, sometimes circumstances dictate that you need a guy sooner than maybe they're ready to be at. If sitting here today, I would say our plan is not for him to start here on Friday.
Bruce.
Offensively, you've had some good breakout games recently. Is this the challenge this week against this staff to see what you have from this lineup?
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously a very tough staff, and we're going to see 3 righties and a lefty. So we know that they're very good, but I feel that we've been swinging the bats better. I think our lineup is deeper, and we've been healthy lately, so that's a good sign too. So, I mean, we'll see how we match up.
Andrew.
Joe, you guys are always win now, but given Pineda's history too, isn't he kind of a little bit more of a special case in terms of you want to be careful with him and not maybe rush him at all?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, you want to make sure a guy's healthy. You also want to make sure they're up to full strength before you throw them out there, because the competitive nature is going to kick in, and you don't want them overthrowing and them not being ready. But you also want them sharp. I mean, you could have, a Cy Young winner, that was coming off a rehab, and if he wasn't ready to go, and then you push him out there, and then you say, well, he wasn't very sharp today. Well, he wasn't ready to go. That's why, and that's all part of getting built back up. So, as I said, I mean, sitting here today, I wouldn't think he would be making a start here on Friday, but obviously he's getting closer.
Dan.
Joe, we actually just got word that Brett Gardner's won AL Player of the Week for this week.
Not surprised.
How impressive has it been to watch him during this stretch doing what he's been doing?
It's been fun, and if he wants to do it this week, that would be great too. We've seen a lot of good things from him over the years, and obviously we've talked about how important he is to our team and to our lineup, but it's probably the best week that I've seen him have all around week, and it's been fun to watch.